I gave the Stickman the most powerful mystical sword ever created. And honestly, what happened next was never supposed to happen. One swing destroyed more than just his enemy. And now, even he is afraid of what he's holding. I am a Stickman. Yes, that's Stickman. No prophecy, no royal blood, no heroic muscles. Just lines and joints trying to survive in a world that clearly enjoys chaos. I'm telling this story myself because somehow I'm still alive. And honestly, that already feels like a plot twist I didn't sign up for. My journey began in the Valley of Dust, a forgotten land where even the wind sounded weary. I wasn't seeking glory. I was seeking food. That's when I remembered the sword I'd brought from my previous adventure, Stickman Treasure Battle, shining as if to attract attention. A sword. Not just any sword. A mystical sword. Of course, I touched it, because bad decisions are my specialty. The moment my hand wrapped around the hilt, the sword trembled, like it had been waiting for someone reckless enough to pick it up again. The blade looked old, chipped, and suspiciously calm. I didn't hear voices or see visions. Just a strange feeling that this sword remembered things I didn't want to know. Before I could question my life choices, the ground beneath the valley cracked. Sand rose into the air, forming something big, very big. From the dust emerged my first enemy, the Sand Brute. A towering creature made of stone and rage, staring at me like I owed it money. I tried diplomacy. By that, I mean I waved awkwardly. The Sand Brute responded by trying to crush me. Fair enough. I lifted the sword with zero confidence and swung out of pure panic. To my surprise, the blade sliced through sand like it was nothing. The Sand Brute roared, clearly offended that a Stickman with no training could hurt him. Meanwhile, I was running, rolling, slipping, and screaming internally. Every clash made the sword feel warmer, heavier, almost excited. That should have been my warning sign. The fight dragged on longer than my stamina wanted. I got smashed into rocks, buried in sand, and briefly questioned my existence. Then, with one desperate swing powered by fear and survival instincts, I struck the Sand Brute's core. Silence followed. The Sand Brute collapsed into dust. I stood there, breathing like I had just outrun fate itself. That's when the sword began to glow, bright, intense, alive. The cracks vanished. The blade reshaped, sharper and cleaner. Flames ignited along the edge. Real flames. I stared at the sword. The sword stared back. I'm not saying it smiled, but it definitely looked proud. Power surged through my arms, making me feel stronger than I had any right to be. I tested the blade on a nearby rock. One swing, the rock exploded into dust. No struggle, no resistance, just gone. The sword hummed happily, like it had just unlocked a new feature. That's when it hit me. The rule. The sword doesn't evolve with practice. It evolves with kills. I hadn't just survived my first battle, I had fed the sword, and it wanted more. I looked around the Valley of Dust. Everything suddenly felt fragile, like one careless swing could erase it all. The sword pulsed in my hand, eager, impatient, already pointing somewhere beyond the horizon. Far away, dark clouds gathered over the iron plains. I could feel it. Another enemy. Stronger. Smarter. Waiting. The sword knew it too. It was guiding me, whether I liked it or not. I tightened my grip and made myself a promise. I would only use this power when necessary. Just enough to survive. Just enough to win. I believed that promise, even if the sword clearly didn't. So I started walking toward the next battlefield. One stickman, one evolving sword, one kill already too many. And deep down, I feared one thing more than any enemy. What this sword might turn me into next.